heard your cries, Guggen Nation, but too much of a good thing is bad for your health. So we're only doing this once a week. Buckle up, baby. It's time for E.T.N. Brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Blood feud begins.
War!
With my dude Ashley. Guest Guggen Judge.
Nice.
How do you know he's not Jeff?
GGJ.
Could be Jeff.
I had Ashley on for something somewhere along the way, I think. Remember this designation.
I remember him well.
Friend of the program.
I think I remember him.
Ashley, have you judged E.T.N. before or no?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yes, Ashley. Yes. Oh, you know what to say then, Ashley.
I'm a grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
He is
Ashley's
grizzled.
the man.
He is grizzled.
Let's play, Pros.
Big bushy beard. He's grizzled.
I wish I could remember whether or not I should be excited or depressed about this. I have no idea.
I
don't
believe
remember.
in Ashley.
That's
That's
exciting.
all I'm saying.
I will say this. There's one person part of here who cares enough to remember.
Yes.
And he's not letting out the secret.
I'm just saying.
Ashley, for his efforts today.
Yes, what's he taking home?
He's going to take home $25 to Famous Quick Lube.
All right.
Use that towards oil changes, other services.
Wonderful.
Also, you can go out there on Friday, the grand opening on Townsend and Merrill, pal around with the XL Primetime gang, and score a free Trevor Town headband while supplies last. He'll also get a selection from the Mother's Day gift guide. $25 to Woody's Barbecue, $25 to Edwin Watts, and a Peterbrook Chocolatier gift basket.
Wow.
Those and other great gift ideas at 1010XL.com.
Wonderful.
Let's party.
Let's do it.
Round one.
Round one, it seems like, all the buzz in the NFL right now is revolving around old number 12 up there in Green Bay and the internal drama between Aaron Rodgers and Packers brass. The latest was a report that Rodgers would be intrigued by the idea of joining the Las Vegas Raiders via trade. So I ask you guys, right now, where it stands right now, where do you think Aaron Rodgers will be when the 2021 season kicks off? Green Bay, somewhere else? Neither?
I know where he's not going to be, and that's Green Bay. I don't know. He's not going back. You can tell when these things are happening, and I'll stand behind, the ones that you watch unfold. They happen. It's amazing. And so Aaron Rodgers is not going to be in Green Bay, and then Green Bay is going to have to decide, well, what do we do? He's not coming. Should we go ahead with Jordan Love and trade him and get something for him, or should we just make him sit and not play? And then if he gets the Jeopardy gig, then we really got a problem. But he ain't playing in Green Bay this year.
Well, you're not playing anywhere else. So, there's your answer. And I'm not saying this to be argumentative. Refresh me who this worked for. What quarterback forced his way to a new team? What dominant franchise quarterback forced his way out? It doesn't happen. So Aaron Rodgers can take his ball and pout and tell everybody what a misunderstood genius he is, but the Packers rightfully aren't going to do anything with him. And, yeah, it is an option. Yeah, you can sit there and watch Jordan Love play if that's what you want. Aaron Rodgers' entitledness here of acting like he's the only quarterback ever who, as he ages, watches a young guy to come in to potentially take over, including, by the way, him, is ridiculous.
Winner Jeff on that one.
Oh, dear.
Round two.
Oh, no.
Round two, shifting gears to the hometown team, the Jags.
Oh, heavens.
Now that the draft is behind us and we, re-examine the roster while we wait for the schedule to drop on May 12th, seems like, a lot of emphasis is being, again, pointed at the age-old question about tight end. Do you agree that it's still an area of concern, or is too much being made of
This is what I think. I'm glad you brought this up.
Thank you. I'm here for you, friend.
Okay. Look, it's an area that still needs to be improved. That's great. But to call this some sort of calamity is a joke, and here's why I think that. So you're telling me we were 1-15 last year. We've had the worst record in the NFL since Shad Khan took over. We've had terrible quarterback play. We had a historically bad defense. And as we get set to start the year, our biggest question is tight end? Well, it must have been a hell of an offseason. That's what I got to say.
What's the question, Beef?
The question is too much being made about the need for a tight end here on the Jaguar roster?
You have to define too much, but I'll say this. We need a tight end, man. Good gracious. Go look at our history. Go look at the guys who've played the position. Jeff himself ran into the great Isaac Smolko this past weekend. Shout out,
Fan favorite.
Isaac, if you're listening.
Fan favorite.
We can play Guess the Tight End here. Name 10 tight ends in Jaguars history. Pop quiz coming up later. We'll see if anyone can do it.
I can do 20.
It's maddening, I think, is what it is. And so when you get mad, you talk about something. And I think that's the biggest reason why there's so much talk about a tight end, because here we go. Listen, go back to one of Urban's first deals. He said, we got to redo that room. Well, you got to redo it with some good players, don't you?
We need a lot of work, but definitely need a tight end. Winner Dan.
Yeah.
Round 3.
Well, in fairness, too, Urban has kind of driven that narrative because he spoke.
That's what I said.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He spoke it that way.
Yeah.
He made it a bigger deal than it could have been downsized. I really don't. I mean, yeah, we need a tight end, but my God, we needed 40 things.
Yeah.
Most importantly, a quarterback.
Do I get 2 points for that one?
No, just one.
Okay, just checking.
Just one.
Thought it was well thought out and
Well,
an excellent answer. A retort, if you will.
Hopefully this will be a subject that remains seated in the past moving forward. But yesterday, a firm referendum was passed on a former Jag first rounder as Taven Bryan's fifth-year option was not picked up. So he'll likely be playing his last season here in 2021. Where in the pantheon of bad draft picks, of which there are many, is Taven Bryan?
I always think of the who was it? The Nets owner, as he says, Prokof, as he says goodbye to Taven Bryan. What's the line?
Which line?
This is your
Split
story.
you. Don't let the door hit you.
Oh, no.
Good Lord, split you.
Oh.
Listen,
It's an old Russian proverb.
it's an old Russian proverb. Listen, Taven Bryan has not been good, okay? But I can rattle off 10 worst draft picks. So people like to pick on Taven Bryan because a couple things. One, there was a guy named Lamar Jackson after him. But if you want to go back and look at the top 10 picks that we've missed on, we ought to probably start there and work our way down to Taven Bryan. Shoot, we could even go to when we were cycling in those receivers and the great impact that the likes of Matt Jones and Reggie Lucien made for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a lot worse draft picks than Taven Bryan, who just never is just not any good.
Well, look, your point is valid. He's not good, but this does speak to just how bad Reggie Williams and Matt Jones, both much better than Taven Bryan. I mean, Taven Bryan was a disaster from the first day he showed up here. He gave us one of the great all-time pieces of video. It'll never, ever be reproduced when he went full ballerina on a play. I believe it was at Indy.
Dallas.
He got into the background, and then he just turned around in circles 2 or 3 times, which was kind of like if Blaine Gabbert played defensive line. So the one thing I will say, it's not his fault. Nobody in the world who watched the University of Florida play football, nobody in the world except Dave Caldwell and his staff thought that Taven Bryan was a first-round draft pick. So if you decide to boo Taven Bryan this offseason, his last in Jacksonville, and that's if he makes the team, just understand you're really booing Dave Caldwell and a draft pick that was very poorly played.
Both really good answers, but my best friend in elementary school is Russian, so with the Russian proverb, winner Dan.
Yes!
Round 4.
Who knew?
It's not really a Russian proverb, though.
By the way, the quote was
It's
the
an
quote
American
from
proverb.
Mikhail Prokhorov was, "Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you."
Correct.
That was in reference to Jason Kidd
Yes.
exiting after his 1-year stint as head coach.
That's my
of the
guy.
Nets.
And that's like a Tennessee proverb.
That's
by the
very
way.
old Russian proverb. Round
Perestroika.
4. Round 4. Let me read you a quote about a player, but I'll leave the name out, and then I'll ask you a question. The quote, anytime you step on the floor with blank, there's an advantage there. So teams are terrified of him, and everywhere he runs on the floor with or without the ball, teams are terrified. That's the type of gravity. He pulls a lot of weight. I wouldn't want to see a team with blank on it. We all know what he's capable of. The guy could take over a game and make it hard for any team in the NBA on any given night. That's
All right. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
There's a lot of players in the NBA
Yes.
that could be right now
Yes.
because the league has never been. But that sounds like one of his teammates describing Steph Curry to me.
It is. As Draymond Green described it,
Yeah.
Steph Curry is saying that any team would be scared to see the Warriors, who currently are 8th. Do you agree
Yes.
that the Warriors are a scary out?
I do believe they're a scary out. Now, look, scary is relative, but there is enough there, and they have played well enough. They talked about how we don't care about the play, and then they started playing good, and they've got back over 500, and it's all been driven by Steph. He gives them a puncher's chance. Now, do I think that they're going to go in as the 8 seed and go all the way? No. But that's not the Lakers up there at the top. That's one of these pretending squads that never wins anything like Utah or Denver, so they better look out round 1.
Jeff, this isn't like the Crimean War, if you will. Allow me to play some Russia. I mean, Golden State.
At what
what? I mean, you're the biggest panderer. You're why the Senate has lobbying laws.
This isn't. He's not Nicholas II, and this isn't the new revolutionary movement, okay?
Like I just pulled the Crimean
War. There's
no
proletariats out there,
Crimean.
Okay? For the Russians, it's Golden State.
Didn't work with Judge Alexander.
It's Golden State, and
I believe Justin Timberlake wrote a song about it, Jeff.
And no, they're not a dangerous out. If they get through the little play-in thing, they're going to go out real quick. And they're going to be, and Phoenix or Utah can't wait to play Golden State. Let Steph get his 50 and beat them by 20.
Winner Jeff on that one. Good try, Dan. Good try, though.
No, I tried.
Welcome to round 5, and prepare to die.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Give me some vodka.
And lastly,
Ashley, listen, you got to listen to the Kevin Favor fishing report and the story that he tells of the big 3 Russians that he took out fishing. That's an all-timer.
Oh, my goodness. That's an all-timer.
Isn't that a good one, B?
It's so good. Round 5, I should say. Last night, very quietly, one of a guy who's quickly stacking up to be an all-time great did it again. Last night, Russ Westbrook secured a triple-double average for the 4th time in his career, 4th in the last 5 seasons. But his career seems to be winding with it leaves the question of what is Russ's legacy?
Well, that's easy. And with all due respect to my compatriot over here, listen, he's going to suddenly extol the virtues of Russell Westbrook. I'm going to throw an E card. Russell Westbrook has one legacy, and he's Mr. Triple-Double. He's replaced the Big O as Mr. Triple-Double. He's won an MVP. He's been on some bad teams and willed them to some playoff appearances. He's been very good throughout his career, and he's a statistical machine. I mean, the things that he has accomplished are tremendous, but I think he gets a lot of credit, most importantly, for this season, going to a terrible team and starting off terrible. He didn't cash it in. He plays hard. He plays hard every night, so I tip my cap to Mr. Triple-Double, Russell Westbrook.
I think it's more than the triple-double. I think he also symbolizes this turn of playing angry. And that's become popular now. When you make a big shot, you scowl and you pound your chest. Russell Westbrook was at the forefront of that. But I would describe him more than Mr. Triple-Double as a stats monster. It's not just the triple-double. He did something else last night that has never been done. And, well, it's been done once, only one time by one guy, and that guy was Wilt Chamberlain, and that is to have 20 assists and 20 rebounds in the same game. He's now done that twice. So the 2 most rounded statistical guys in NBA history are Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson. If you go across the board on their stat sheet, those guys are the most prominent. And here's Russell Westbrook, who knocked them both back in one night. He's a stat machine.
Rise and shine, Googans. Winner El Jefe.
It's a big win, Dan Hicken. That's a big win.
No wonder.
That's a big
No wonder,
win.
Ashley. You got a girl's name. You got a girl's name.
Oh, no, Ashley.
Dude looks
Don't
like a
listen
lady.
to it. The truth
Dude
comes
looks
out.
like a lady.
A peek behind the facade.
Dude looks like a lady.
The facade is cracking.
This is ridiculous.
Truth is
That's
emerging.
unbelievable. Mr. Triple-Double. That's what they're going to put on
Yes,
the
sir.
tombstone.
Good job,
I
Ashley.
won.
You stay
I
on hold.
won.
I'll throw
I
in
was
extra.
robbed.
Another 20
The hell
bucks.
with Russia.
Woo.
The hell with your Russian friend.
You
Better
got-
dead than red, Ashley.
I thought he was
Better
a
dead than
comrade.
red.
What about comrade?